thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful conference. It's great to be with you here today. Before my time in VI, I worked for President Obama for 7 years, including 5 years in the White House, where I spent a lot of time on issues of economic mobility and the environment. And part of the reason I joined VIA is because I was really excited about what the company was doing from a private perspective to address those issues. But perhaps more importantly, Don mentioned I'm class of 1999 at Princeton, which means I will be returning in 2 weeks to attend my 20th reunion and wearing ridiculous costumes and saying things like sis boom bop, which I'm not sure where that came from. But let me hop right in here. I think you've heard a lot about this in the challenges earlier, in the talks earlier today. So these major challenges that we face in transportation today, ranging from congestion to the fact that transportation is now the industry that is the #1 cause of greenhouse gas emissions in our country, to a system that does not provide affordable transportation and deliver on its promise of economic mobility. Sam alluded to this earlier when talking about how too often bus service are poor ones who serve low-income people. And right, and the folks who are hurt most by this are the most vulnerable in our society, right? Low-income, people with disabilities, the elderly. And so what, at least from my perspective, what is at the heart of all of these challenges? What is the cause? What is the Night King, if you are a Game of Thrones fan, as we look at these challenges? And it is it's this. This is my adorable 2.5-year-old son, Gibson. And no, he is not at the source of these problems, but it's what this image represents, which is the privately driven single passenger vehicle. And there are so many metrics you can look at to highlight this fact, but one I like is that 85% of Americans commute by car, and 90% of them are driving alone. In terms of autonomous vehicles, this was touched on earlier as well. In addition to the clear potential safety benefits, which I believe are massive eventually with autonomous vehicles, we want to stay alive and in terms of those challenges I highlighted, congestion, environmental, economic mobility, AVs have the potential to be part of the solution, but they also have the potential to dramatically exacerbate those problems if we do not manage them correctly. This is a graphic from some work at UC Davis showing that it is not enough to simply electrify fleets and vehicles. We need to actually share them if we want to realize the greenhouse gas emission benefits as well as congestion benefits. And so how do we get there? Well, we need to improve public transportation. We need to increase the use of shared modes. We know that public transit can actually defeat the private car if it is efficient, affordable, easy to use. And we see this on this graph that in New York you have more people using public transit than driving a car. So people are willing to use shared modes if they work well. The problem is that subways are prohibitively expensive and take a long time to build. And I think most of us in this room would agree that we, in the coming years, we're not going to see massive amounts of underground subways built in the country. And then, again, to Sam's point, buses are too often inefficient and underutilized. Some are great, some in high capacity, dense corridors work very well. But for the most part, they are not an effective way for people, and they don't get people to where they need to go easily enough. So this is where the work of VIA comes in. We are building on-demand, dynamic shuttle public transit networks effectively. And so if you think about a traditional bus, this is actually from a real deployment we did with the city. You look at a traditional bus on the left, fixed route, works great if you happen to need to go from one of those set points to another point, but it doesn't work so well for you if you don't. And we instead operate on-demand shuttles with real-time dynamic routing that can take you from any corner to any other corner within the zone of service, right? So you can order this on your smartphone, it just comes to you in the vehicle, sort of seamlessly is shared with other passengers along the route. In this system, everybody lives within a block of a bus stop, right? So it's quite equitable. And when we are working with cities and transit agencies to do this as public transit, it's important that it be accessible to everyone. So we have wheelchair accessible vehicles included. We have solutions for the unbanked, for folks who don't have credit cards. And we also typically set up a call dispatch center with the city so that people who don't have smartphones can access this transportation as well. And by making this affordable and equitable and extremely convenient, we are seeing people in our deployment shift from driving their own cars to using this shared mode. So if I had spoken at this conference a year ago, this map would have had something like 5 to 7 dots on it. And so we have just seen dramatic growth in in particular the last 9 months. When we first launched, public transit agencies did not want to talk to us. We're not interested in this technology. And so our CEO decided to launch our own consumer service that we operate in New York, where we operate as a ride-hailing company, but one that's almost exclusively focused on pooled rides. And so we started in a pocket of Manhattan and have grown out to cover the whole city. In Manhattan, we actually provide more pooled rides than Uber and Lyft combined now on a daily basis. We do 40 to 50,000 rides a day in New York City. And we operate a similar service in DC, Chicago, London, Amsterdam, and a town in the UK called Milton Keynes, not to be confused with the economist Maynard Keynes. Everywhere else on this map, we are operating in partnerships with cities, with transit agencies, with private operators of transportation, with universities, although I'm sad to say not Princeton yet. And we are either licensing our technology to them or just coming in and providing a full service for them as public transit. And so we are just seeing a massive amount of interest across the world now for these services in a way that is very different than it was a year or two ago. I will give you a few very quick examples. We launched in the last couple of months with LA Metro in the city of Los Angeles, and with King County Metro and Sound Transit in Seattle, where we're working with the transit agencies to get people from low-income areas to transit hubs. In Arlington, Texas, a city of 400,000 people, for decades the largest city in the United States with no public transit. We now operate the only public transit system in that city. The mayor likes to talk about how they have skipped from no transit to some of the most advanced transit in the world. It's a fleet of those minivans. You can order on your app or phone. I included this example from the UK. It's an example of us doing this in a more suburban, rural area, where we are connecting people to jobs on a rail station in a town that was a pain point. And then finally, the largest deployment of this in the world, on-demand transit of any kind in the world, is in Berlin, in partnership with the BVG, the public transit authority there, where we have 150 vehicles roughly now growing to 300. Most of the vehicles are electric, and this is just part of their public transit system. They already have a robust, great public transit system in Berlin, and they see this as yet another way to get people out of driving their own cars. So you've heard me talk about this. Obviously, I come at this from the private sector perspective, but the good news is, as we just heard, the answer is ride sharing, and this is a quote from Professor Dan Sterling at UC Davis, who for many years has been one of the leading experts on electric vehicles, who now sees pooling and sharing as the most important thing we need to focus on in transportation going forward. I'm going to give you just a couple quick, if I have time, I think I have time. I'm going to give you a couple quick places where I think public policy can help you, right? So we're doing our work on the private sector side, and I should note some of those deployments we have do have, all of those city public transit deployments have public funding behind them, including some funding from the FTA. Thank you very much. The LA Metro and Seattle project was funded by a competitive grant program there. But there are still more things we can do from a public policy perspective. So at the local level, I think we can get to more sharing if we have smarter regulatory and tax policies. And so in New York City, I have that as a good here, that just the state just passed comprehensive congestion pricing. We will have plenty of time in the next year or two to argue about the details of that, which we should argue about, which are very important. But the fact that they are going to charge every type of vehicle to enter Manhattan, I think is a critical step forward, not only for the city, but for the nation. And last year, they passed a charge on ride-hailing, on Uber, Lyft, Juno, Via, and they became the first place in the nation to clearly distinguish between single passenger trips and pool trips. So in Manhattan now you pay an extra $2.75 if you're taking an Uber X or other single passenger option. You only pay 75 cents if you're taking a Via or a pool ride option. Okay, so I think that's moving us in the right direction. Washington, D.C., This is quite typical, 6% tax on everything, no distinction between pooling and single passenger. And then you have situations like Chicago, where it's not even a percentage, it's a fixed fee, which acts as a regressive tax, and sort of inadvertently penalizes pooled rides. So you imagine a $4 pooled ride, that's an 18% tax. It's, I think, less than a 3% tax on a $25 luxury private ride. That doesn't really make much sense from a public policy perspective. We're trying to move people towards sharing, especially with this future of AVs coming. I think we need more of these public-private partnerships that we and other companies are doing. We're seeing it leading to much better ridership on public transit at lower cost. And then the federal government also, I think, has a role to play. There's been some, we'll see what happens. It's obviously tough to get things done legislatively there at the moment, but we've had, from both the Democratic and the Republican side, some positive statements about the idea of a vehicle miles traveled tax. We need to find a source of revenue as the gas costs will go down over time. And I think we need to spend that money more effectively. So competitive grant programs like the ones that FTA runs, which are great. I think we need those on a larger scale. And I think eventually we need to get to a point where there's more flexibility in how sort of formula public transit funding is spent, but with stronger performance and accountability metrics. And then we'll just close quickly by saying that, I think about these issues. I think about the future of EVs. I think about my kid Gibson, and as I think many have pointed out, pooling and sharing is really important, and I think it's the key to a better future and happier.